crap. And actually with so Caitlin doing the whole music thing, cannot watch her stream because too much music cuts up the what's it called? It wasn't that. It is not. So the defensive lineman that's
Are you trying to hit GM before end of season? Or Challenger even?
Oh, is this still stuck on 40? What? Why is it stuck on 360p? Not once did I ever select 360p. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense. Looks like, Paul Butler's doing some sort of, RPWG. No, maybe he's doing RPWG for one of his chatters. Does he have like a. What is 12-3-4-5 get scanned? Huh? Play your song, watch a clip. 1,000,000 points of VIP. 1,000,000,000 points retired from streaming. 10,000 channel points for Bunny Go cosplay. That's a bold move, my friend. That's a bold move, my friend.
Yeah, we have a Zero Top guy.
Is that the same as your top that I saw last game on Lotus game?
What is this video? Owner's winning voice?
Why is Paul Butler getting YouTube videos from 5 years ago?
I don't know any of the songs.
What?
I don't know any of these songs. This shit looks like a Colors video.
I can't hear Owner. Like, what?
Okay.
Did he practice?
Killing Voice? I don't know that song. Or I don't know that show.
Okay. He has some talent singing. Listening to Owner's, say, starting professional player for LCK T1 team and League of Legends, or Pro League Legends player in LCK on T1.
Magicraft, thank you for 2 months. Welcome back.
I usually listen like at a lower volume, but for some reason I just could not hear Owner, so I had to turn up the volume.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, he has some talent. Owner's.
Super common mistake you gotta stop making. Wait, is it Sack mid? Is it Heimer mid? Is it Panth mid?
Oh, he's in the middle of draft.
It's Heimer mid. Wait, it's Strangler.
This is kind of, whoa.
I will dominate.
Grandmaster?
Just Astro
One
Turbo,
challenger?
yeah.
Was that Ash earlier? No, that's a different Ash, right? Paul Butler, Chase mid, nice. His first name is Best Cannon and name playing totally.
Why do I have Grasp Azir top lane, by the way? Why is my top laner playing Grasp Azir? That sounds so bad. Oh my god. Let me check the profile. Dear Christ, he's been like spamming it.
Oh, he did get MVP like twice.
Okay.
So if the Azir is 1149 getting MVP.
Yeah, I mean the soldiers do proc Grasp now, but like I don't know if that makes it good.
Oh, that is.
Fuck, man, I have
some
or
Azir found some secret tech. Maybe some secret tech on Azir.
Heimer's weird to play against. Champ is very cheesy. The champ is just like you actually do
Maybe
just get pushed
some
in for like
secret
20
tech on
minutes.
Azir, since the
But
soldiers
then
can
he's useless
safely.
because he's Heimerdinger.
The reason this has potential is because what Pobo just said, with the fact that the soldiers cannot proc the grass passive off the room, which means interesting. Oh, I was just thinking, because the Azir soldiers can now, must have been some sort of change, can proc the grass, then that's just an easier time. But is it any different? I wonder if it's the classification for grass. So people that don't know, for grass, there's a different like stat passive gain for melee and range. Range have a harder time utilizing the grass tech, which makes sense on purpose in terms of just game design. I mean, this is high elo, so like, I think in the first, for like all players, in terms of fundamentals of the game, in the first 5 minutes of the game, to not waste their flash, because you can use it later to make a play to secure a kill later on, versus utilizing flash as an escape mechanic, to kind of pull your teammates or yourself into a bad position. So it's much more conducive. Holy snap! Okay? I think got him. Yeah, she got. Yeah, like Heimer can't. Yeah, Heimer can't get away. But it's just so weird to seeing Heimer near top. Now Heimer near top can work. Now how you would play Heimer top? The Azir top is like new, so I'd have to like see more of it. But I see the vision. The soldiers are committed into melee animation. So Azir soldiers are proccing the melee version of grass, and Azir doesn't have to actually engage with his auto since he's range. That's a smart freaking Pantheon. He freaking, what's it called? Oh, he got him. There you go. The Pantheon had like anticipated the enhanced Q shot and kind of blocked it. Oh, I think Heimer's going for him. Yeah. I think his teammates like let him die or something. Like I'm pretty sure I have a high percentage chance, like an 80% chance, both of his teammates just let him die. Because I'm like, why isn't the Azir and Natalia not like? Why isn't the Azir and Natalia not weaving in their autos in between their spell damage? So watch this. Let's reaffirm what I thought I just saw. Let's go back in time. Oh, my bad. Let's just double check something real quick. I'm gonna watch his teammates. Oh my goodness. The Azir and the Talia are attacking the Zac. The Zac is not in the fight. The Azir and the Talia are attacking the Zac. When Heimer was throwing and tossing and focus firing all of his abilities onto Pobelter. Either the teammates let Pobelter die, or they're just not too bright. And they're attacking a Zac who's in his passive form as like goo on the ground, while Heimer's just beelining towards Pobelter, looking for like an exit kill.
Okay, I had to die, but whatever.
And why is the Azir walking into melee range when he's a range champion? Why is the Talia walking into melee range on the Heimer when they're range champions? So if they stand still and just thread the needle and weave in their attacks, and they don't move, there's no need to do a movement animation into an attack when they can just stand and auto. They can auto 3 times versus walking, autoing, and walking back. So that, yeah, reaffirmed what I just saw. His teammates just let Pobelter die. A high elo griefing players, and if people are wondering why would other high elo grandmaster players grief Pobelter, it's because Pobelter has taken their LP before. So Pobelter is a pro player, challenger player. He's ran roughshod. I've seen Pobelter go like 11-0-16 and just run over high elo players. So his teammates are griefing him in a sense that they must have lost LP against him, and they would let him die to kind of just like mess up his KDA or whatever. They're not team players. So yeah, it'd be nice if there was another website that showed the win-loss stats of like teammates. I know it's gonna sound kind of weird. You're probably like, what? Well, the higher elo you get, the smaller the pool of players there are. So once you're Grandmaster and Challenger, right? Once you're Grandmaster and above, there's only 1,000 players. So you could easily have a stat from a website that shows your win-loss with certain teammates. There's only 1,000 players. Let's say you divide that by 5, right? And there's only so many games. Let's say you divide that by 10. It's really only like 100 games, right? So there's 1,000 players. There's 10 people in one game, right? So divide that by 10. It's only 100 games with 1,000 players. So there should be stats or websites that should show. I'm just saying, it should show your win-loss with like certain teammates and their names. And I bet some of his griefing teammates probably maybe have a little sticky note or something like that, or a little digital note on their PC of like who they won and who they lost with, because they're that, I don't know, uptight about winning and losing in League of Legends or something. So yeah. Now, for some reason, Pobelter has a person in his chat complaining about a champion. I don't know what Pobelter's teammate or whatever, or Pobelter, a fan of Pobelter's chat, is complaining about some sort of champion. Oh, he's talking about Pantheon. Oh, Pantheon mid lane? Pantheon in mid lane is not a big deal. Pantheon is a entry-level like fighter that can play in any of the lanes, but really only snowballs at the early game and has like an all-in kit. So, but I think the team committed flashes to stop the Pantheon. I don't know about that one. So the game is an even state, of course, 11 kills, 11 kills. I can't see the map, so I can't help out Pobelter's team or dissect the opposing team in terms of intelligence or counterintelligence. That's actually a decent war, but like a really kind of funny war, because it was like in the instance of I need to see where the enemy jungler is at, and the enemy jungler was catching the wave XP for mid lane. So you saw him twice regardless, I guess, but it works because you do need to track the enemy jungler. But it's just kind of like a funny way. It's like okay, where's the jungler? And he's like placing the ward, and the jungler's like, oh, mid laner's gone, I gotta go mid, and then they just kind of like cross pass. Like that is kind of funny. But, like Pantheon's not a big deal, so I don't know what the person in chat was complaining about. I'm like, what? Like Pantheon's just fighting champion, entry level champion, super simple kit. Now, an easy kit like a Malphite or Garen or Panther in the hands of a high level player will kind of, like I said, they'll thread the needle. They'll showcase the kind of edge control. They'll showcase the optimization and threat capabilities of the champion at the highest level. I think his teammates is dying in the bot lane. They're losing a major fight right now. So the game was 11-11, and then just three teammates died. But Popothers always had incredible Jays. Popothers, he's won LCS championships before. Former pro mid laner should actually still be in the league as a mid laner because really it's just like Copy. There's a player named Copy should be in the pro scene. Okay, Popothers, Copy, RGS, and Darkwings. Those four mid laners should be in the pro scene for North America. And you can like build narratives. You can have your interviews. You can really showcase their talent because they are talent. But for some reason, the LCS teams want to like spend more money. Like, I'm sorry, but if I'm an owner of I'm a founder and owner of a League of Legends team and as a coach, I would just want an all-American team of like, American players, Mexican players, and Canadian players to take from our North American talent. Because the synergy is going to fit based on the culture fit. Lifestyle, I want my teammates to get along. I don't want language barriers in between my teammates. I don't want a culture barrier in between my teammates. Versus, I don't know, owners thinking that's to spend more money for more talent. They think like more money in the scene equates to more opportunities to like win, I guess. But when you look at Energy, formerly CLG, they are like America's team. North American talent, American top laner, American mid laner, American jungler, and that just synergy, the culture fit, watching the same kind of cartoons, understanding the same kind of high school experience, understanding their familial experience, all meshes well. The players that get along with each other, and the team has heart. So NRG is like defending LCS champions. They mesh well. They have American talent. And on top of that, why did Energy look so strong at Worlds? Why did Energy win? Because having three Americans, it's literally like they all get along. So I don't want my team. If I'm the future owner of a team and I'm head coach and owner of a team, I need my American, Canadian, Mexican players to be on a pro team together. So yeah. Like I'm gonna keep bringing it up maybe once a week, but the general manager for Team Liquid brought in Umti, who was a pro player on a losing team for 7 years. He's never had a winning record as a jungler onto a team that's trying to win an LCS championship. You didn't bring the jungler along to like if they would have brought Umti and put him like an academy or LCS challengers, whatever, then he can sit there and like get better because they think he has talent. They're taking a jungler from the LCK who's 7 years of losing with a losing record because I guess he has talent. I've never seen it. Onto Team Liquid to try and win LCS championship, and I'm just like, now what Team Liquid should have did is they should have tried to buy out the contract from Dokla, bring back Dokla to Team Liquid. I love Impact. He's a veteran. He's great. He's elite. And Impact has all the opportunity to be like the number one top laner, but man, does Dokla look strong. Man, does Fudge look strong. Probably because they're younger, right, than Impact, and they've showcased like elite talent. And then Impact is like, he's been elite, he's been incredible, and now he's a steady kind of rock in the top lane, a steady force in the top lane. So I appreciate Impact being back. But man, I would have loved it if Team Liquid would have tried to buy out the contract with Dokla, brought him back to TL as a young top lane talent, someone who could be on the team and going into the future. Or even grabbing another North American talented top laner to be a strong laner. But Impact is elite. He's great, but with MT, could have easily taken 3 of the North American or American talented junglers that are just kind of sitting there ready to go. You could have brought them in for cheaper and would have already had a nice synergy fit because, well, they're Americans or they're Canadians or they're Mexicans. So if Team Liquid fails, it's because the general manager brought in Umti, jungler who's never won, who's had 7 years on a losing team. I'm guessing they think he has talent. But if Team Liquid fails to win a championship in the spring or the summer, they need to fire the general manager for Team Liquid. So yeah. Damn, Pantheon 634. Enemy ADC is Ash. Oh, it's Breezy. Breezy is really good. Why didn't his name pop up? Does his name always pop up? Is it? Oh, is it Ash support? Is it Ezreal ADC Ash support, or is it Ash ADC Ezreal support? What is happening right now? The thing with Jace too, that for posterity or whatever people, I mean, if Ash had ult, she could just fire it at Jhin. That's what makes it so funny. Like Jhin can pop his ult, and then Ash just counters him by firing her arrow at him. Just that, you know. But oh, it is Ash support. It's Ezreal who's 6'1". Nice. The Ash support is really cool utility because it came from the South Korean server. They were just thinking like Ash was already kind of a utility ADC, and then people started thinking, well, since she's a utility ADC, let's utilize her passive that's slow and her arrow stun to like let's make plays. And I thought about it before. My brother kind of threw the concept away, but I told my brother when I first started playing like younger brother, like diamond top laner, diamond mid laner, was teaching me the game like 6 years ago. And at the time I was busy with university, but I was still taking notes, and now he was teaching me the game. So you can also say like, I guess I had an advantage because my 2 younger brothers played League of Legends like for years, so I got to kind of pick their brains and learn from them in terms of like the do's and don'ts of the game. And while I was going to university and like slowly picking up the game, and then I fell in love with the game. The complexity of the game is what I fell in love with. The strategy, you know, the tactical ability of the game, the strategy, being a statistician, being a tactician, um, the depth behind the game, understanding how to formulate, synergize team comps and fighting, 5v5 combat in the game, and so it's a very precarious position to be in. I forgot it's Ash support. For some reason, I kept thinking Ash. Nice. There we go. 855. Put this back in it. Triple kill. Triple kill. There we go. Boom. That's a 5-1 trade. Perfect. So the team is slowly climbing back into the game. Had an excellent team fight in River Dragon side. Probably is a triple kill. 855. Most likely still a close game. I guess Ghost Blade is the way. So, and people are wondering how do you? Oh, so with the Ash support, it goes back to even 6 years ago. I was sitting here theorizing combat positions in the game, and my original conceptual design, I told my brother, what happens if a team goes 5 marksmen? And he was like, oh, it's not possible. And I was like, but I told him, I was like, I think it is, because the way the game is designed, the game is kind of like, who does damage, who does a lot of it. So my brother was like, you kind of heard me, but I don't think you heard me. I was like, you can have, like, you know, like Gnar is technically a ranged top laner. Gnar is technically a ranged top laner. Jace is a ranged top laner. Graves is a ranged top laner. You can have Graves in the jungle or Kindred in the jungle. You can have your mages are already kind of range in the mid lane. Or you can even have Jace in the mid lane or whatever. Or Azir in the mid lane or Corki in the mid lane. Corki is actually a marksman. So you have Corki in the mid lane. He's a marksman or ranged attack. Gnar is actually technically like a ranged boomerang throwing champion that does his thing. GP actually has like range attacks with his exploding barrels or his pistol, even though he's melee, so he's still kind of ranged. Like marksman, you know, like GP still has a pistol and blows up barrels as a range attack. Or Jay's top lane, Corki mid lane. Kindred in the jungle is a designed marksman jungler, and then bot lane could have, like Senna is the designed marksman, support, range, and you can couple, of course, marksman. So I was trying to explain to my brother, like, you could theoretically have all 5 marksmen on a team, and he's like, he didn't quite understand what I'm saying. I'm saying what you do is, since they all do a lot of damage, you really are just doing more damage, because the onslaught of the game, the mechanism of the game is, no matter what, melee is going to get hit. Even though melee is probably stronger, like Silas, Zed, um, uh, what's it called? Even Malphite's actually technically like melee, Garen's like melee, like they're gonna hit. Like Alawi's melee, they're just stronger. But doing damage, really the strength is like, okay, health and melee attacks, but all melee champions know they're gonna get hit. So you need some sort of closure, or some sort of gap close, or whatever. But if you have the range, then you're weaving in DPS at a rate that's faster than melee can dish out. And so in terms of a team fight, if you have 5 ranged champions on the red side, they can all focus fire. They can just focus fire and dish out more DPS quicker than the melee champions can get into range to do anything about it. And I brought that concept up like 5 or 6 years ago. And my brother kind of threw it away. He said it's just not possible. But I'm like, in a coordinated environment, it is. Like in a coordinated environment, you can. Now people call it like a poke comp because they still want their mage. You kind of do want one tank, the kind of front line, or 2 tanks at front line. But yeah, it's kind of stupid. Now, Boba's blue side team has climb back into the game. 957 on Jace, 191 CS at 22 minutes. Good economy, great plays. The blue side got the Baron power play, 22 minutes in. They're doing good. Enemy Pike, or red side Pike is falling off, when actually Pike is really just like blue side focused. Is that, I forget the, I think this is where the Ashe support is kind of falling off. Really only, oh no. Oh, there goes Jin. Good play. So, what I was saying, the Ashe is falling off, is Ashe did exactly what they needed to do. Ashe fired the ult, landed a stun, and the further the Ashe arrow travels, for people that don't understand, the longer the stun. And so the Ashe fired the arrow outside of vision, and when it connects, it does some decent damage. It does some decent damage, and it stuns. For longer, too. But the problem with Pantheon is that Pantheon has to snowball, kind of like Lee Sin. Pantheon has to snowball. Yeah, see, even just Pantheon's kit is all in, mechanism. Something's happening because they're. Oh, okay. It was like a layered attack. Pantheon went in, then Ezreal, then Zac. Maybe they're just fighting more desperately instead of coordinated attack of some kind. But yeah, Popo's the real deal, man. He's an incredible mid laner, incredible talent. Should be in. Look at that, 1Q shot almost. One Q shot almost took out the support. I think no, she must have flashed away or something because it was just right outside of vision. I think he has him. I think if he can. Oh, nice, smart Heimer. He's placing turrets to block the shot. I say League of Legends is a race, and now they're racing to destroy the towers. League of Legends, I'll say it again for posterity and all that. League of Legends is a race, and they're racing right now to do as much damage as they can to get this game, get that LP, and get out. Bada boom, GG. You're really good, bro. Paul Butler was really good.
Thank you.
His team was losing, and he had to make plays to get back into the game, and then push the game to win it. You know, if this blue side team didn't have Paul Butler, they would have collapsed under the pressure from red side. Plus 26 LP. GM 700 plus LP. 26 points in the game.
Is that a go-go squeeze? Yeah, you know it.
So the way I
These are
equate
pretty good.
1K damage is 1 point in basketball. So when a player scores 26K, I call it like he scored 26 points in a game. If you score 30K, it's like getting 30 points in a game. If a player scores 10K damage, they just did like 10 points in basketball.
I don't belong in GM. Why am I down here? I play a game like that, and then I realize I really don't belong here. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know who took me here. Huh? You want to give me more water? You're going to waterboard me. You literally did it on purpose. Hey! Oh my god! She literally did it on purpose. I don't know, Cyan does this thing. She likes to like troll me like that. She wants to be a prankster boyfriend and prankster girlfriend combo. Alright, kiss. Out.
Yeah, so
Out.
you'll see that like if a dude is dating a woman and he thinks she's perfect, he'll do cheesy stuff to kind of poke fun at her. Same thing for like Paul Butler, his wife, Cyan. She probably thinks he's perfect,
He
so
literally
she
came
has
in
to
here
like,
and spilled water on me on
you know,
purpose.
spill water
I
on
want to
him.
give you some more water. He wants to be like those cringe YouTube channels. Prankster couple channel. She wants to be like this. This is Cyan's dream.
Welcome back to the channel. So I posted on my Instagram story. Let me push up next.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh,
bro. I was
bro.
trying to have a peaceful night and go to bed.
I'm just trying to stream, but you came in and spilled water on me.
This is so sad.
What about this one? Picky prank on boyfriend almost died? Ignoring my girlfriend for 24 hours prank gone wrong? Wait, Cyan, that seems like a pretty funny prank, doesn't it?
Oh my god.
Oh, leaving her before our wedding prank. That
Dude,
sounds like a pretty
that
good one.
is... That's a risky prank. The pranks are like, they're, Paul Butler's watching couples do pranks, whatever, but just kind of some of those.
10-year coma prank gone wrong? Okay, this one's gotta be good. I'm leaving prank. Very emotional. I'm watching this one. Wow, that's so funny.
Man. Well, you ain't got the one. Brandon Vera and Louis. But wow, we're taking pictures. So I did all of that too. So I'm not talking about that. I'm playing half a pitch right now.
Babe, come here, babe.
I don't know, that's too mean. Like, so the boyfriend did a prank where he's like fake packing, but that's too much. That
Alright,
the
this shit
prank.
sucks.
That's bro, what? Why are we? Huh? People actually play this game?
Okay, I'm top lane.
I don't know about Subway Surfers. I don't know. I don't know about that game.
I feel like I'm missing out on a chapter. Do I need to be updated though?
It's Willow,
Eh.
Australian ADC.
I'm gonna go top. It's just makes me want to cry because Faker is the best.
I swear, every
Fair enough.
time I'm tuning in,
What a weird
she's
thing.
murdered.
Hey Ray, how are you doing?
Stop by, support the stream.
Just yoink that, why not?
This is O server, so we're seeing a different region.
Yeah,
In terms
nice.
of,
We could
nice.
probably, low key though, we could probably get Baron like really quick.
Mordekaiser, Juggernaut, good front line. Graves, good jungle. I should mention Graves and Kindred in the jungle. I think Pike and Blitz and high elo have more potential because your players are more
Oh, he
consistent.
really is stunned as well, man.
Wow. Ain't no way that just happened.
He was stunned.
Pike, there's no need to fight that. The team is not with him. What is he doing? See, that's weird. Like, Pike can't be like just.
I put that up to make sure. Fuck me, that's so annoying. That's Baron too. It's not like it's a fucking drag. It's Baron. A wolf though. It's not even Blitz. That's crazy.
Smite skill is a skill.
I mean, let's go 23-8 whatever.
There's a mosquito. I gotta take out
I
real quick.
watched this movie a couple days
Hold
ago.
on. I gotta kill some mosquitoes.
I recommend it. I recommend it if you're a little bit fucked and like you can handle it. It's called Saltburn. A lot of people have been watching it
Mosquitoes.
recently.
There's two of them.
And I don't know. It's good.
Middle of winter. Why do we see mosquitoes in the middle of winter? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what else to say. It's about Baz and I apparently. Yeah, how you
There's definitely
loved
two
him and he
because I just
doesn't
saw
love
one
you.
of them. Why am I seeing mosquitoes? I'm gonna take a picture of it and put it on Discord.
Mario, stop it. Good morning. Are we flat yet? Mm-mm. Not even slightly. Not even close. Do I get... Nah, I'll get Lords now, actually. Nah, I'll probably get Lords and Speed. Don't you agree? I think that's a different one.
Why am I seeing mosquitoes in the middle of winter? There'd have to
They're
be
being
a
dummies. Yeah, I think that's this one.
big enough
Yes.
body of water
Got
nearby.
one, got two, yes.
There shouldn't be
And an
though.
object.
And the climate should be too cold. What the hell? Why are we seeing mosquitoes in the middle of
I
winter?
feel like since they're pushing
The
mid,
climate should be too
we
cold.
go somewhere
Mosquitoes
else.
are more in the spring and in the summer. Sometimes in the fall. There has to be a body of water with enough heat to allow the mosquito eggs to
Milk will be
hatch in
back
the middle of
ready.
fucking winter? What the hell?
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
it's the
make
new,
sense.
it's the new rain spice. What the fuck? Need
It's
to
way too
get out
cold
of
for
that.
mosquito eggs to be hatching. Something must be off. neighbors nearby must have like a heated pool or something like that. One of our neighbors and neighbor must have like a jacuzzi or something. That's why. Because then
Something like that flash was
they can,
okay, just because I
yeah.
didn't want to get caught.
That's what. A lot of times
I
the
kind of expected it
water
to
runoff,
go
the pipes
like
for
along those lines.
jacuzzi would have the
Not
breeding ground for
billion,
mosquito.
but early enough.
Not the jacuzzi itself, but any kind of heat water source. That has to be it. That's the only way. Or the high school nearby has a pool, and they keep it at a too warm of a temperature.
That's my support. That's
No,
my
because
support,
even then
man.
you're supposed to put
That's
like
so good.
chlorine in the pool to kill insects. I don't know. It's definitely weird. Thought this was really weird.
Easy. Got a good win. Cool. That was a good win. I like that. I'm happy. When I get bits, when I get bits, can I use whatever language I want? Sure.
Get him on war? Get who on war? What? Huh? Get him on war. What are you talking about?
They're on Warwick. I don't know, man. I've seen some of these kills and they've been a bit of a hot mess. I won't lie. Really?
What? Camel.
Dude, I didn't
Oh.
even have level 2 and I was still.
Oh, is the moon is not pushing for level 2? Yeah. I hear your pain.
Yeah, that's annoying. I actually thought I had level 2 then. Oh, well, that's fine. I have
Yeah, I know
not
what she
heard
means.
the song in
I
so
heard her.
long since it like blew up
She
on
did the
TikTok that one
sigh,
time.
but it wasn't like a sigh of relief. It was like a sigh of like, oh, not this again. It's just,
No, we were just there late.
yeah.
So I missed out on the farm, so that was just unlucky. So yeah.
Oh no, LeBlanc. I wasn't paying attention for like, that's on me. I would have saw it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was reading
He didn't
chat.
get the assist or
I wasn't
anything
paying
too.
attention to the macro of the map. When playing League of Legends, it is a race,
Wait,
and so
why?
it's a race to get as much information as you can.
Them
It's
having
a race to
is just
get as much items, resources as you can.
okay.
That's League of Legends.
I mean, maybe your Warwick mastery is high. I
And
wouldn't
the
know.
speed, and the quickness,
Maybe it's rank
and the
2.
rate, and
I
the
don't know.
haste, uh,
Chill.
the efficiency,
Now go
which would be
to
kind of everything,
for the
because
very last second.
you can
Oh,
move fast in League of Legends, but
that's not a trick.
if you
That's
can't
just
attack
something
wave
nobody
proper,
sees.
or layer your spell attacks, like if you can't auto Q auto 3-hit combo, if you can't like auto Q auto WE, if you can't 5-hit combo, or if you can't
Shit, I could have been doing that. I was gonna
if
say
you
that I
can't
shouldn't have.
7-hit combo or 9-hit combo or 10-hit combo League of Legends, then well, I could quickly tell a player's skill ceiling.
It's kind of really big, but what the fuck? He has no
It's
chance to
basically
heal.
how many combos can they land. So like even just like that's why DL said one time.
I must know the
I'll
problem.
quote DL. He said, "Hey, he's lost to silver players. He's like silver players have hands." And I just told him because all they do is fight. So since silver players and gold players, all they do is fight. They know how to duel. So silver players and gold players can you don't ever really want to fight them one on one. Now you can out macro them. So that's what you do. So more higher elo players, like if you're diamond plus, you're just gonna like out macro your opponent. You're just gonna make better decisions and more of them as the game goes on,
It just depends how
and you're
bad
gonna
they
beat your
are.
opponent like chess.
Otherwise,
Versus like a
yeah,
duelist is
hold
like a
pizza.
Kobe
I can
Bryant.
do the same thing
Like a
though.
duelist is like a LeBron James personality,
There's
or
no
a duelist is
chance.
like
I
a
can do it
cat
as well.
kind of player where
Is that even better these
uh,
days? Don't
all they
know.
do is they hyper focus.
We'll see, I guess.
But the problem for Willow is that her support like is gonna cost her lane.
That's
So
bullshit. Okay.
I poke support beats a sustained support every day of the week.
Fine.
Every day of the week
That's
until
what I
next
thought
week.
she does. Currently, I don't know.
Because this sustained support doesn't have any utility to save the ADC. So since Jinx, I'll democratize it to make League of Legends super easy for everyone to understand and learn it. So Jinx's late game, that means her early game is weak. Now a tank support can help shore up the early game, but not a Mundo. Because Mundo has no utility. So since Mundo has no utility, he's just a giant punching bag, and then Mundo dies. So right now Willow has to play 1v2, and that's really hard. I would either have to tell her that or coach her that. Basically, in this instance, just even positioning and your attack pattern in the game is going to be different because your support isn't going to be able to kind of like do their job. But you can 1v2 as an ADC, and all you're doing is at the crux and the core of it is you have to make the best decision at all times regardless of whatever your teammates are doing. So in League of Legends, when you're an ADC, you have to ignore all your teammates because you're the late game carry most of the time, and you just have to survive for 6 minutes. And the reason I say that is actually in high elo, that's the difference between a diamond player and everybody else. That's the difference. I'll say it again. That's the difference between a diamond player and everybody else. That's kind of down the ladder. So Diamond ADCs understand that they lose the first 6 minutes of the game. So all of their kind of skill set is in the first 6 minutes of the game. And then once 7 minutes goes by and an ADC is 0-0-0, that ADC is in cruise control for the rest of the game because they're going to start matching the XP and items of the other laners. The other laners and the other junglers get more XP and more gold, more items. So that puts the ADC behind. The power spike for the ADC is kind of right around now. 7 minutes into the game, 8 minutes into the game, and as long as you're 0-0, or she's 1-1-1, she's in a great position to carry, is that you're now in a state where you're not behind in XP, you're not behind in gold. So as an ADC, you just have to survive. So Willow's in a perfect position to carry. The game is even. She has all the XP that she needs, I think. Yeah, she's the most XP that she needs, so she's in a good position. But Sivir does win the late game. So the hard part is basically Jinx in the next 7 minutes could win the game or make it harder. That's the difference. So actually, when people talk about, it's never truly even, actually, because there's always a +1, -1. There's actually, right now, everyone else theoretically will say the game is even, and they're a coach that's just kind of average, and only like the pro coaches will understand what I'm saying. In this game state, actually, all of the potential win, all of the win con is on her Jinx and how she performs from this point forward. Because as the game goes forward, Jinx will do more damage than Sivir to win the game. And people are like, what? Sivir wins the late game. No. Sivir has great utility to stay alive. That's it. But Jinx wins the game. Jinx can fire her autos off her Q as AoE splash damage that crits. I'll say it again. Jinx can fire her auto attacks as AoE splash damage that crits. It is very rare and very hard for other champions to even do that. So every time 3 of the rockets go flying out, they AoE blast and have a percentage chance to crit. So Jinx can 300% increase her crit chance. I'll say it again. Jinx can 300% increase her chance to crit because she's firing out these AoE splashing rockets. Every time it procs on 1 or more targets, it's an instance of damage that has the ability to crit. So when her 3 auto attacks shoot 3 rockets and they're massive AoE abilities, if it hits 2 or 3 opponents, you just 200 to 100 to 300% increase your chance to crit. That's Jinx. And so Sivir can survive in the late game. Sivir is good for team fighting, but Jinx just wins the game. So now it's about protect the president or Jinx, or protect the MVP, which is Jinx. That's why the game at this point is in her hands. Now, if Jinx is 0-3 at 6 minutes, the game is tougher, and you probably have to make 4 plays to come back into the game, or 5. So if you've died 3 times or 4 times, and if you're 0-4 at 10 minutes, you need to make like 6 more plays to overcome your 4 deaths, basically. And I mean, democratize legal that is make it easier for everyone to understand. And if you're probably saying, if I'm 1-1-1, where am I in the state of the game? You're at 2 KP at 11 minutes. You have 1 kill, 1 assist. I call it KP. Kills. And are you participating? Kills. Because I don't like saying KA. You're 2 KA at 10:44. It just sounds weird. So 2 KP is just like clear in terms of the phonetic use of it. So kills and participation. So your kills are in here, and your participation is the far right, or the assist. So your 2 KP at 11 minutes. What do you think 2 and 11 is? That's not that strong. Yep. There you go. So now you can kind of see your power state in the game. Hey, are you 3 KP at 6 minutes? Hey, you're pretty fucking strong. Right? You get 3 kills in 6 minutes. You're pretty fucking strong. Just even in general, you just simple numbers makes it easier for the game for everyone to understand. If you're 3 kills, 8 assists at 16 minutes, you're 11 KP at 16 minutes. You're pretty strong. Your econ's like the numbers are really simple. And it makes it much more easier to grasp. When you're playing the game, you can see the power levels of your opponents and your teammates. That's what you should be looking at. But everyone, you know, notice 90%, 99% of the community just disregards assists. Except assists are showing good teamwork. Assists are an indication of how well a player is. Assists indicates how great a team is. So people just 99% of the League of Legends community just ignore assists. But literally that KP formula that kills and participations, when you look at the time match in the game based on your KP level, think of it as a stat that I've created. KP level. and not KXP, not kills, experience, and assists, just your KP level. Your KP level makes the game easier to kind of understand. Let's democratically do this. Just look at the raw numbers. They're going to give you a picture or window of what's happening in the game, and you can decipher it, discern it. And so, if you see a support lead the game and assist, they're the carry. I saw a Thresh game. Speaker like didn't understand it. Like Speaker's like playing the game. He was so frustrated that he lost. And I don't think ever at one time he realized that the enemy support was the carry. He was so hyper fixated as a jungler, because when a jungler ganks and where a jungler pass shows you their thought processes. How a jungler ganks and the direction they pass shows you exactly what they're thinking. You can read your opponent, because their movement on the game creates pressure, and that pressure is a signature, and the signature is their playstyle. And so when you understand that at a coaching level, you can start finding weaknesses of the pro player. And so for Spica, he actually kind of telegraphs his ganks. Sorry. With Spica, great hands, great player. You can put him on a Lee Sin, and he'll fight really well. If you have Spica on Lee Sin, he will show you that he can fight in the game, and you need that. You want that from your jungler. You want your junglers to kind of lead the fights. You want your junglers to kind of charge into fights. You want your junglers to kind of be the scout marksman to move forward and kind of find the enemy. So Spica as a jungler is good at like forward facing. You know what Spica does? I'll tell you what Spica does. Spica always has his eyes on the enemy jungler. He never turns his back on the enemy jungler. So like Spica, if he was the marksman going forward, he'd make a great scout marksman because he's always eyes forward. Just eyes forward. That's Spica. And I want that for my jungler. I want my jungler to be forward facing and never having his back to the enemy. That's Spica. And I want that as a jungler to lead my pro team. So if I had built a team, Spica would be my number one jungler that I would have right now. If you gave me the opportunity to be a head coach and run a team, I would have Spica as the captain and the forward facing. Pretty much all my resources would go into him as a carry jungler. I would ensure that my mid laner is a supportive mid laner. I would make sure that my top laner is a supportive top laner. And I would hyper focus that their defense, I'll explain in a second why you want this, and why Blabber should probably already be doing this. Your mid laner, their whole job now is to protect the jungle. The top laner's whole job now is to protect the jungle. The highest level of the game, the strat, is to put all your resources into Spica. And I'm sorry, Riot Games, but that's just how it should be. So your junglers should be like commanders. Your junglers should be like field generals. And so your tank players are really like your tanks. They're going to soak a lot of damage. They're going to be in the mid fight. But also my kind of thing. The mid laners are more. Yeah, really mid laners should be like second in command. So your generals of your team, your captain of your team should be the jungler, because they need to command kind of what's happening in the battlefield, and they need to re-engage. And your mid laners are more like second in commands, so they're always, firing. Actually, your mid laners should really be artillery mages. Your mid laners should be like Zoes and like Vegars and like Luxes and like Morganas, because your mid laner should be always kind of with the jungler. If the mid laner is exposed, the jungler should have his flank or have his 6. The jungler should always be like an Overwatch position, but a mid laner should always be hovering and kind of falling back to their commander, to their general. And that's how I'd run my team. So I need a supportive top laner that understands they got to be the tank. They're gonna get the opportunity to fight. They're gonna get the opportunity to be the first one in. Your tank, your top laners kind of just want glory. And so how you do that is put them on fighting. Put them on fighters. You tell all your top lane pros, I want you to show me 7 champions. Make sure they're all fighters. I want AP and AD, and I want you to give me 25 games on each one, and then we'll evaluate with the stats that we see. And then what you do with 7, people are probably thinking, what do you mean? Why play 7 champions? Because they're going to show me 3 that are really good. So I have my pros play 7 champions, 25 games each, and the data is going to show me, no matter how they perform, the data is going to show me 3 champions are going to pop out. And they're probably like, well, you can't play with 3 champions of the champion pool. No, because as head coach is saying, the people that are saying in the back of the head right now are too fucking stupid to understand the goddamn game. You do it again. You set aside that champion pool, you don't touch it, and you have your top laner play another 7 champions that are AP and AD. And 3 champions among his 7, so you have your top laner play 14 different champions. The next wave of 7 champions will play 80 AP, 25 games each from running a team, and 3 champions are going to pop out every single time that look elite, or look good, look better than the rest. And there's your champion pool. So you have 6 champions. That's all you really need to know. And the reason that's all you really need to know is because I'll quote Reckless. He quoted saying he's only ever mastered 7 ADCs. And he's like, the reason he does that, because even he mentioned things like at the highest level of the game, there's so many nuances. You gotta thread the needle. There's so many nuances of a champion that the average player actually has never even touched it yet. The average player has never even grasped all of the nitty gritties to show that you mastered the champion. Most average players are always going to be missing kind of something, going to be lacking in something. And I know what he means. You know what Reckless is talking about? How many games can you play perfectly, 10 out of 10 OP score? How many games can you play perfectly where you get MVP on your champion? And when you compare how many MVPs you got, or you're the number 1 player in the match, then you're not really showing mastery of your champion. And so for Reckless, it's like, I understood what he's talking about, the thought process. He could play 10 years on 7 champions, but there's always going to be just something that you haven't quite mastered on a champion yet. That's going to hold you back from being complete, like mastery of a champion. Especially when he's like pros against pros at the highest level. Everyone's trying to find an edge. And there's just always something there. So for League of Legends, players need to find 14 champions, play them, and 6 of them will kind of pop out, and that's your champion pool. That's League of Legends. And people are going to be like, I don't even like 14 champions. No, but you should give it a try. You should just play 14 champions in your respective role. So if you're mid laner, play 14 champions. If you're an ADC, play 14 ADCs, whatever. Just give them a try, and you'll be kind of surprised by yourself which champions kind of feel like you, or feel like they resonate with you, and that's how you find your champion pool. So hopefully it helps with the public. Everybody that plays League of Legends, you know.
You like Weeping Angels? I think that was one of the highest rated episodes. Shit, hello. I feel like this Vi has not used her ult once.
Oh, and take notes.
Spoilers for a
Classes in
12-year-old show.
session.
Well, something happens, and she essentially has to get sent into like a parallel universe. And I read that she just had to be satisfied with a clone version of him, like of the
What?
Doctor.
What?
Well,
A clone version
dude,
of
how
the
is
Doctor?
no one fucking helping me, like even slightly? Oh, should I get rapid fire cannon or hurricane? Where do I watch it? I don't know. So normal human lifespan. Well, there you go. A clone version of the Doctor. Yeah. Doctor Willow. Sorry.
Doctor
Have you
Willow?
seen what Rose looks like now? Doctor Who was by far her glory days. But like, you can't expect people to look the same from what?
Oh.
12 years ago, man. Don't judge what people look like
People age. Actually, wait, hold
from
up.
just growing up. I don't know. I don't like when people do that. It's like, obviously they're not gonna be in their prime when they're in their 40s. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, I will be. I'll be running,
I don't know. Some people.
I'll be running, like 150 mile. Probably.
Who put on this? Who be doing this?
What? Oh, but yeah, just
No, I mean, I hope to be a fit old person. I don't really have the hope for that though, but you know, that was definitely a way to go.
Also, me running
Man,
is probably a combination of being Caribbean descent. So, oh, that's lag. That was not my stream. I think that was legit lag. Oh no, Vi. They have a Vi? You know the secret sauce? I was supposed to be able The secret sauce is Vi in the top lane. She is an incredible fighter. Vi in the top lane is really hard to beat. Basically, Vi just people don't understand. Vi just has to survive the 6 minutes, and it's the long lane. So in top lane, it's the long lane. It's the it's just it's way more trading. So Vi can sustain as a fighter through the longer trades. And if she baits her opponent, her all in is unstoppable. You can't get away from it because you think you get away, and then she just ults you right at the end. Vi needs to like weave in her auto attacks, get in her WQs and all that, and then right at the end, when you think you got away, she just ults you. Right at the edge of like you think you're fighting, you realize, oh wait, I'm losing, and then Vi, you start running from Vi, you think you get away, and she just ults you. Five players, man. I ran into it's 5 players. Stream RDP.
Fuck me.
Actually, Jinx should have went RFC, and she had Ghost too. You need the movement and attack speed, but more so the movement for Jinx because like what's Jinx weakness? She doesn't have the shield items. I already showed before in a previous stream about how to read your data sets. So you have to go back. Sorry, I'll clip it in another highlight or something like that. Let's go Jinx. Let's go item builds. Let's go show me triples. Show me quads. Show me fulls. Show me full. So a lot of Jinx, it seems like, let's go quad. Let's go triple. Let's go pairs. Let's go fulls. So item counts aren't accurate. Actual build sets are more accurate. Just no offense. But I tend to skip. I mean, sometimes these are good, but really, we found the secret sauce. Yeah, 61.07. It's been done a couple thousand times. Let me turn this down so people can. Let me take out the headset. That'll make more sense. The Storm Razor, Gale of Force. It's OFC. Yes, 7,000. Just enough to beat the threshold of the data. No, let me turn this fan. 61% win rate. People are like, this is the extrapolated sense. The exact statistics, exact 1 build, 2 build, 3 build, 4 build. This is not good data. No offense to people using it, this is not good data because there are so many variables on why someone will go ABC. So this is bad data set because there are so many variable reasons to go EWQ, EW start, EA, so like there's just so many like auto attack focus, spell rune combo. Like your focus is A click to W, so you go WA because you're trying to match something. You're trying to go Kennen and you're trying to activate his passive, so you go W star first. Which that means that set of data disappears because it's not in this set. So this data set is incorrect. You don't use that. There you go. If you don't understand, only other coaches understand that, but the average player might not understand it or kind of grasp. So I usually go triple, quad, pairs. Like, sure. So they think Kraken runs. Yes. In most instances, because of the AoE splash damage crit from Jinx, your 3 shots makes the 60% crit chance, so that people understand the math a little better, right? It's 3 shots and they explode. The overlapping damage triggers crits. So the 3 passives to the average person that doesn't fucking understand League of Legends, and to the higher level pros that fucking understand what I'm saying, the 3 shots from Jinx, when they overlap the splash damage, Those are proccing crit. So to all the just there's a lot of fuckboys out there pissing me off. Fucking damn. That's League of Legends. And so Jinx wins the late game every single time. And she can push that to 300% crit chance. Because if her exploding auto attacks layer all three on top of one opponent, it's a 300% increased chance in crit. And she can get to 100% crit because the game allows that. Now, what the League of Legends devs need to do to balance the game is you need to remove the percentage that items can hold crit by about 6%, and that's usually enough because then you're cutting 18% of crit across the board. Because only 3 champions will go crit, and so if you understand the percentage, you're cutting out by 18%. Simple multiplication. But as the game sits, Riot Games is unbalanced because they allow crit to go to 100%. Because the fact that you allow a crit to go 100%, you give the kill threat radius and kill threat zones change the game completely. And so that's why certain champions thrive and others don't. Especially this way. And people thought the counter to tanks is to go armor, but that's not true because the sustain mechanism in a Juggernaut, a sustain mechanism that's in a Vanguard tank or a Warden tank will just live to the burst damage of a lethality. Lethality is only specific really to like assassins, because assassins are just trying to get the damage in no matter what. So assassins are balanced right now. That's why Akali is great because she's hybrid damage. Because Akali is hybrid damage and an assassin with high mobility and high skill set, she can squeak in her damage no matter what. Because most opponents only build resistances for 1. 99% of the time, the average player, maybe some high-level players, will really understand basically the average player doesn't think about this. At the highest level of the game, everybody is looking at each other's items and they're trying to just counter each other. You're like, you're building, like, you dissect the enemy team, you kind of see, their heavy AD, and they kind of go heavy armor to kind of match it. And any top 2% of the players, when they see the enemy team comp, they're looking at all their items and they're like, okay, they're kind of heavier AP than their AD, a little bit MR. But they only, so like I said, but still 99% of the public, right, but 100% everybody, only builds 1 resistance in their kit when they're playing the game. They're like, oh, the enemy team is heavy AD, I'll just go armor. And they focus their offensive items to have some sort of creativity. But you as an assassin, Akali is hybrid damage. She can thread the needle and get in AD and AP at the same time. So no matter what you try to build, damage is sneaking in. And that's Akali. Highly mobile, incredibly hard to stop. She can go like invisible. Her Q, and she has like energy, so she doesn't run out of mana. She can just stay in the fight. So an elite Akali, my mid laner, is more supportive. The jungler is the front forward-facing commander in general. But my jungler is also commanding everybody. Well, my support should probably command everybody. My jungler is just like a ranger, like a scout marksman, like I said earlier. So speak as like a scout marksman. He would kind of spot the enemy, figure out their spots, and then engage and start the fight, kind of peppering them in, or engaging like he's going to go for a gank. And my mid laner, if they're the assassin, is kind of like matching the movement of the jungler. If the jungler's like, if they're whittling their attacks, like if I have a Kindred jungler, I want them to start the fight. And then my mid laner is an assassin player that's kind of supportive. What is the ultimate threat in League of Legends is if the enemy has an elite mid laner who plays an assassin and you don't see the mid laner, you instantly know that mid laner is about to make a play. So if you're a pro player and you're in the map and you're kind of sweating and there's 20,000 people in a crowd cheering and you lose track of the enemy mid laner because they got way into the darkness, you're like, where is Faker right now? And he's on the block or something, or just Showmaker on Akali. You're just like, where's Showmaker? And you have to think for a second because you lost them. They're probably about to make a play on the map. And assassinate one of your teammates. And from the pro perspective, everyone's cheering. All the fans and the pros are like, he's going in for the flank. He's moving into position. He disappeared. They can't see him. He's going in. And he just like assassinates. And he becomes like a hero. And the crowd loves assassin mid laners. Like fans are begging for like North American players to play assassin. You know why North American fans are always begging to see an assassin play the mid lane? Because they want to see plays, man. And our North American mid laners can't play assassins. They kind of like, our North American mid laners always play assassins, but then like when push comes to shove, they're just like, alright, I'll default to Orianna, default to Victor, default to Azir, and they just like, they get into like this drone, like everyone else is doing this, and they're just like, you know, instead of like, they're like forward facing, going in, looking, hunting, trying to make plays, and they're going in, they're like looking, they're hunting, they're surging their attacks. That's why I want my mid laners to be assassin players, like a Kali in the mid lane. And I want I want them to flank the enemy, create pressure, put fear into the enemy, come out of the darkness, like Spec Ops. Most mid laners should probably be Spec Ops, like special forces, and just do their thing. It's like Galio, and like Galio with like the special forces stuff. You're playing the game. The other pro players playing Galio and May with the special forces skin. He goes invisible, and you're like, where the fuck is Galio? And like Camille comes flying over the wall because my top laner is playing a fighter, and then Galio comes flying in. Galio's just sitting against the wall, chilling, and the Camille goes in. He just stands up, just jettisons in the air. He comes flying in. Just Wombo comes the enemy. You know why? Because Camille, when she leaps over the wall and flashes, she's gonna like put you in a cage. And then Galio's just standing behind a wall. You don't even know where he's at. He goes flying out of the darkness, like a hero, like a superhero. So your mid laners can also be like, what's his name? The My Hero Academia, the blonde-haired guy, Captain America, whatever. So your mid laners need to be like all Americans, or like Captain Americas, as a good supportive mid laner in this position for my team comp. But yeah, and also my mid laners need to play artillery mages because I need them at the last pick. Artillery mages, people are probably thinking, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Artillery mages are like extremely weak. You can't blind. 99% of everybody and their aunt and their cousin who play League of Legends will tell you, Brody, you can't first pick Lux, you can't first pick Veigar because you're an artillery mage. You can't first pick Zoe because if you artillery mage go in the mid lane, enemy team's gonna counter pick you with an assassin and just run your champion over. But in a pro play in a setting like a pocket pick, your last pick should always be the mid lane, like as a safe pick. Red side Veigar is like guaranteed. I'll explain it. Red side, if your mid laner's there, they'll never ever get countered. So what does T1 do? Red side, T1 always tries to get Faker. Like 100% of the time, T1 is always giving Faker the red side last pick, mid lane. And then people probably talking, Deathray, what the fuck are you talking about? What pro players can go first? Well, like, do you want to win? Then have Spica as your jungler and your captain and give him the first pick. So carries need their first picks. You usually favor blue side, even if you're red side, you make sure that your carry players, your players that are confident, your players that have hands, players that aren't afraid of nobody, you give them the first pick. Don't give the first pick to a player who's scared, who lacks confidence, or is weak. Don't give the first pick to a player who's nervous, or has jitters. No. I need my first picks to be mid laners that can play assassins first pick. When my ADCs get the first pick and they're confident with their early game ADCs they can play. Hey, show me in the first 3 minutes of the game that you can win. Give me that ADC. Give me an ADC who has hands, who's not afraid of nobody. That'll win the game in the first 6 minutes. Give me an assassin mid laner who'll take the first pick, and show me that he can win the game in 3 minutes. Show me. And if you don't understand how to win a game in 3 minutes, I'll teach you. So yeah, something like that. Welcome to League of Legends. Now, for the actual data set, you go actual builds, because the only thing that freaking matters, actual builds, the only data that matters. Exact count's not going to help you. Extrapolated sets are only for specific situations. And even then, it's the wrong set of data. It's a corrupted set of data. Actual build sets. You go quad, clan, full. That's the only one that matters. That's the secret sauce. So as you look, it's still Stormraiser, right? 5327. Oh, actually, it's too risky. The Collector's too risky. The Collector, yeah, only played 12 times. He's too risky. But Stormraiser, already 100,000 people playing it. But, should be quad. Nice. 4,000 times. But I was looking at something else. Was it triple? No. Full? No. Why are these different? Is this just positioning? No. Oh, order. Pairs. Is it Storm Razor? No. It's Kraken Boot IE. Nice. Isn't triple. No. Maybe? No, 59.63. No, yeah, this is the better data. It's better. The actual build sets. Yeah, wait. 59.5? Yeah, that's kind of what I would default to. 60% win rate. It's done 74,000 times. Pick rate 12%. It's just like standard. But I don't think you need IE out here. Oh, maybe you could. No, it's finally situations, yeah. Quad. Yeah, runes. Can't go wrong with runes. Should be full. And out of data. The game ends by the time. Just not enough games. I wouldn't use it. You need a couple thousand. Oh, the BT with the R, with the runes. BT. 84%. Nice. I don't know, 27,000 times. Boot. Storm Razor. Gale Force. I like the movement speed. I like the crit and attack speed. Attack speed and movement speed. I'll say it again. I mean, everyone has different preferences. You can go Storm Razor. 56.3%. Oh, this is the way. Oh, wow, correct. IE boost. Crit, attack speed, damage. There's no movement speed. Only from the boots. Yeah. But you do kind of need your boots first. So that's a hard one. Yeah, but it's only 54. See what I'm saying? It's like it's 55% win rate, but then all of a sudden you go over here and you're like, it's a little bit better. Because I think it's the movement speed that just keeps you alive. That separates the data. Oh. Grants 45% movement speed for 1 second. So you move around, your energized attack supply, bonus magic damage, and it grants for it. So yeah. It's just like you're already moving around. You get bonus movement speed. You do more damage. Movement speed, attack speed. And then of course it's IE because you want to crit. 56% win rate, nice. 22,000 times, nice. It's pretty good. But I do like the Gale Force. Gale Force won't be with us in 2024, but in this instance, just even that movement speed gives you the chance to increase your kill radius, increase your kill threat zone, your kill threat vector, either or. So with the Gale Force, yeah, 55% win rate is a little bit better. 56% win rate, 56.3 is a little bit better. Nice, but it's Storm Razor boots, just stuff like that. When you're looking across the board, so you're like, okay, these are good, these are done a lot, but this just looks cleaner for Jinx. Boom, 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 boom. This gives you the movement speed, right? So it's almost like secret boots. Once you get Storm Razor, it's like a 2-for-1 special, right? 45 move speed, 45% movement speed. So this item's like a cheat item. I don't want to say cheat item, but it's like a 2-for-1 special. So you get Storm Razor, you get the movement speed, you don't need your boots, and you can thread the needle. You increase your kill zone for the champion, and you get your boots, and you get to attack faster. So you really can kind of walk your opponent. Or you put, yeah, yeah, so yeah. Dog walk your opponent, yeah. And then you get your crit item, because you're winning, and you end the game, so 56% win rate. This one's also good, but it's like every third attack. This should be more inconsistent, but the 110,000 games, a lot of low elo people are just kind of fighting. But I think this is not correct because it's in the exact item build. So like every third attack this only applies, that means it's too inconsistent. It's too stucco. Versus you're gonna build up enough energy to then apply a stat buff. You build up enough energy to apply a stat buff, You know, your character's running around and their hands start glowing. They're firing a bow, their hands are glowing, and they're holding their weapon systems. And they can determine an energized shot when they're going to hit. So this has more control, more precision, more accuracy. So this is probably why this is working. More precision, more precise control, DPS output, versus static or the stucco DPS output on every third attack. You get, it's like, I shouldn't say cheat codes, it's just basically you get like free boot movements inside the weapon, 40% movement speed. And it does hyper damage, so like you know your opponent. I know all my ADCs are watching right now are like, what? All the ADCs are like, what do they instantly do? Well, we're going to build armor because I'm going to use the AD, and then just like this energized attack just hits them. And they get hit, and they're like, dude, why is that Ezreal hitting so hard? Why is that Jinx hitting so hard? It's because it's doing bonus magic damage, and they won't quantitate, it won't compute. They're like, they're thinking of the spells, like Jinx spells don't do hyper damage, and they're like they're getting hit by Jinx, and they don't realize it's a bonus magic damage flying in that they never calculated for, kind of hitting them. Now some pros are probably getting, they'll nod their head like, well played, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like that's welcome to League of Legends. You just like, oh shit.
Where's my gank?
In the
Simon's
future,
here.
oh my bad, let me turn this on. Is Popathor okay?
Gank my lane now.
Hopefully I'll become the number one head coach for the LCS in the future. I hope I'm the owner slash coach with the capabilities to lead a team as an ownership group and as a head coach, and be around for like 20 years and turn into the. I don't even have a good reference because there aren't any good references because you don't see a lot of black head coaches. Like Mark Jackson should still be a head coach in the NBA. So yeah. Actually, Coach Mike Brown for Sacramento Kings. Coach Mike Brown is really good. He was already an elite defensive coach. Did Calista give me a heads up? Did Calista just give me a thumbs up? Nah, Calista's not giving me a thumbs up. Maybe the Calista was giving a thumbs up to the support in the bot lane doing something cool or something. But Mike Brown was a defensive genius. So when the Warriors won the 2022 championship, it was because they had Mike Brown as the defensive, kind of like defensive head coach for the Warriors. And then on top of that, Mike Brown as a coach, and just in general, he should be the head coach for the Warriors. Steve Kerr should have retired in 2022 because when the Warriors lost last year, there's no excuse. It actually came down to Coach Kerr mismanaging the team, putting 5 bench players that are not on this team anymore. Coach Kerr and the GM both should have been fired because they had a bench with 5 players that were just sorry, that were taking up space on the Warriors. And 100% of all NBA fans were laughing at the Warriors bench when they saw it. And 100% of NBA fans around the NBA were laughing at the Warriors. There are 5 guys not on the Warriors anymore because they were all incredibly horrendous at defense. At one point, Donte DiVincenzo gave up 28 points in a game. Like I was stat checking Donte DiVincenzo. Donte DiVincenzo himself gave up 28 points. There are games where like Jordan Poole gave up like 18 points, and then Donte DiVincenzo would give up like 23 points. So there were games where 2 players on the Warriors would combine for like negative 50 points. Jordan Poole on the Warriors last year like led the league in turnovers for like the first 4 months of the game. What's it called? Jordan Poole like ended the season like top third, like worst in like turnovers or whatever. He would just dribble the ball out of bounds. That cost Warriors games. Like Jordan Poole in the fourth quarter should just be dribbling. No one would touch him. He would just dribble the ball out of bounds. I think the owner, when he saw that too many times, was like, it probably came from him. Probably came from Laker. Unless Coach Kerr was against it, or unless, you know, it's actually like Stephen Curry. He's like, hey, we're losing games. This is my team. This guy on the bench is costing me games. He can't be here. And then that's when Steve Kerr and Coach, mainly Stephen Curry, it's Stephen Curry's team. Stephen Curry gets the thumbs up, thumbs down on players staying. Yeah, it's his team. And then
saying still?
there were too
Okay,
many
I might
times
keep
where
you
Poole
there,
would walk
but
out
I
to
think
go
I
take the
might
free
just
throw
start
shot
leaving.
away from Curry. This is Steph Curry's team. This is Steph Curry who's generated $1 billion for the Warriors. This is Steph Curry who is the number one point guard of all time. This is Steph Curry who, I'm gonna fucking say this again, is the number one motherfucking point guard of all motherfucking time. And fucking Jordan Poole is walking out taking fucking free throw technical shots. Pissing off the greatest player to ever play the fucking game. That's why Jordan Poole's on the fucking team. Fucking fans. Holy shit. I guarantee you 100% behind this team. Kobe Bryant said it. Kobe Bryant said behind that babyface
I somehow
assassin
lost a game earlier
is a
today
killer.
where my Jinx started 9-1.
Kobe Bryant was like
9-0
behind
actually.
Stephen
10
Curry.
win.
He looked into his
10
eyes
win,
on
guys.
the court.
10 win.
He was like behind him
That was
is a
pretty
stone
unlucky,
cold
but 10
killer.
win.
That's why he's the babyface assassin. People forgot about the assassin part. It's his team. Jordan Poole was walking out on the court trying to take free throw technical shots, and he did it not once, but like multiple times. That level of disrespect, the Curry family, Steph Curry, when Curry's mom was chiming in, Curry's father chiming in, like, yo, what is this? You know what I mean? When Jordan Poole, he lost his spot on the team during like the fall of last year, winter time, and Jordan Poole did something so egregious. And Steph Curry was standing yelling at him, and Jordan Poole walked away from him. When I saw that, that's when I knew JP was on the team anymore. That was the turning point.
My poppy.
It was like in the fall, something. Jordan Poole did something, probably another turnover, and Jordan Poole I think said something like, "Not right now." And Steph Curry said, "You get your fucking ass back here." And Draymond Green said, "Hey, he's talking to you." And Jordan Poole kept walking. Jordan Poole walked past Draymond Green. Draymond Green was like, "Yo, he's talking to you." And Stephen Curry was like, "Get that back here." And Jordan Poole just turned his back on Curry and kept walking. That's when I knew Jordan Poole was on the team. That's what the fans don't understand.
I might want this fight.
So, yeah. Oh, if you don't know, now you know. Oh shit. And also, whatever Jordan Poole did, whatever JP did, that Draymond had to punch him in the face, was deserved. Because
He's in the bush. He's in the bush.
Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are going to sign off on anything Draymond does.
Inside the bush. We do.
They're homeboys for life. So, Draymond Green, whatever he does, Steph has his back. Klay has his back.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever Klay Thompson does, his brother's going to have his back.
Did you see me?
So,
Did you see my invisible ult? Did you see me?
That's why, like, some of the reporters are so stupid. Some of the fucking reporters are so fucking stupid. They were like,
My channel's bugged, and I know it.
they try to make something to nothing, thinking like
I actually had to
Steph Curry's never not gonna ever have Draymond Green's back. You know what I mean? Like, they're all brothers in arms.
It's
They're
not
all
even
drafted.
like an abuse
It's their
thing.
first
It just,
team.
like,
They won
happens
championships
sometimes.
together. The Warriors literally played
It just
5
happens sometimes when you
NBA
dash that,
seasons
like,
in a 3-year
your
span.
character gets super buggy,
Warriors are so
and you just have to
elite.
be ready to react.
When they won their 4 championships, they played like it was like 8 seasons in 5 years or something like that. I think someone equated to like 9 NBA seasons in 5 years, something like that.
I'm huge.
So in the stretch of the Warriors were in their youth, you could probably almost say their prime. They should have won 5 in a row, but NBA kind of rigged it against the Warriors. So so yeah.
Back for no reason.
Just Vegas wanting to make some money. That's all it comes down to.
Play?
It's the assholes in Vegas.
Oh, actually, though.
They wanted to win their money, so they rigged it so that the Warriors could not win 5 NBA championships in a row. They can build it up. Oh, Warriors win 3, and when they're going for their 4th one, dudes in Vegas are going to make sure they get as much corruption in to the game to affect it, and stop the Warriors from getting 5 NBA championships in a row. That's what Steph Curry's trying to do right now. That's what Steph, Dre, and Clay are trying to do right now. This is their window. If the Warriors teams fail to win an NBA championship, there's going to be more movement and more change. And hey, young guys, you're going off to other teams. If you've been here on the Warriors for 3 years, right, and let's say 2 years go by in a row and the Warriors don't win an NBA championship, the young guys that have been here for 3 or 4 years, you will be traded for another veteran, because another team's going to want a 3-year, 4-year player that has like offensive skills from an offensive team, and then the Warriors are going to trade you for a veteran player to replace you for next year. Actually, the Warriors are probably already going to take the young guys who have been on the team for 3 or 4 years and trade them either way for veteran players to go for a championship run in 2025.
That's really good.
So they're already thinking and game planning and playing chess moves 2 or 3 years ahead.
Cannon.
The Warriors realize that Steph Curry has 5 years left on his contract. Not my bad, I shouldn't say that because Steph Curry is 5 years old or 35 years old. He has 5 years kind of left in his prime. If he hits 40, I already tell you right now, the general managers and the leadership group of the Warriors and other NBA GMs are thinking like, okay, once the greatest shooter of all time retires, everyone can start making some money and kind of breathing. Because every single GM is worried that they keep losing against Stephen Curry and the Warriors, they're gonna like lose their job.
No more random
It's just
dying.
GMs and hiding on the money instead of like loving the game. They're more business centric people that actually don't love the NBA. They're just there for the money. And hire GMs that like love basketball. I mean, don't hire some business finance bro. It's not gonna work. They don't love the NBA. They're there for the money. They're gonna make horrible decisions for themselves as GM. Hire your general managers and head coaches that love basketball. Okay, like holy shit, fucking A. So the Warriors are gonna. If they don't make it this year, if they don't win a championship this year. A lot of the young, like Chris Paul, is really only gonna play 1 year, right? Like I think his contract's on 1 year. He's getting old too. Chris Paul's like 40 years old or something like that. 39 or 40. He's like 4 years old or something.
Damage, man.
Young guys that have been in the Warriors for 3 or 4 years, they don't improve if they lose in the playoffs and they don't win an NBA championship.
That was sick.
I tell you right now, the Warriors that are like 3 years or 4 years on the team, they're gonna be traded for veteran players to go for a 2025 run. Now you're probably thinking, well, wouldn't the young players be even better next year? No, because if 4 years go by and like you don't develop the player they need to see, there is a chance in your 5th year you will. I tell you right now, GMs are thinking you have like a 4-year stretch on a player. In 3 years, if they're kind of in their 4th year, if you're kind of the GMs are like punching themselves, taking a shoot to their head, and just like hitting themselves like, it's not working. So if maybe a player is in their 3 years on a team,
possibly
3 years on a team, and the GM is like, they're kind of average, they're just giving us 10 points a game, or like if the forwards and the centers aren't giving us 10 rebounds a game, they're like, okay, this forward we've had on the team for 3 years is only giving us like 6 rebounds a game. We gotta trade him.
fucking smoke screen.
That's how the NBA thinks. That's the GM's thing. If you're an offensive player, right, and you're on the bench, and you're just giving us like 8 points a game for 12 for like 6 or 7 months, and then you did it like 3 years. So if 3 years go by and you're like a point guard on the bench of a team, and you're just giving us like 8 points a game, we're gonna trade you. That's the NBA. It's super simple. If you're a forward or a young center and you're on a team for 3 years and you're not like averaging like 15 rebounds, you're on thin edge. Like if you're giving us 10 rebounds a game for 3 years, in that 4th year, if 4 years go by and you're just giving us 10 rebounds a game, it's gonna be like, we're gonna trade you. So if you're a center, a young player on an NBA team, in your 3rd year, your stats better be exponentially getting better. You better be going from 8 rebounds a game to 10 rebounds a game to 12 rebounds a game as in a 3-year span. If your GM sees that, then holy shit, you know what? We'll get you in the starting rotation. If you're a center or forward and you're giving them 15 rebounds a game for a whole season as a rookie, holy shit, we got talent. In your 2nd year, you're giving us 17 rebounds a game? Holy motherfucking shit, we got a potential pro player here. In the 3rd year, that rookie center is giving you 20 rebounds a game, they're like, bro, we have a perennial all-star. That's how the NBA thinks. Because in the 4th year, if you go like 10 rebounds a game, 12 rebounds a game, 13 rebounds a game, 14 rebounds a game for the season, like in your 3rd season, you're just averaging 13 rebounds a game. You're sort of spoiling me some minutes. Right? Man, if you in your 3rd year, levels up as a forward or center, and you're a young guy in the NBA, and you give a team like 16 rebounds a game for, then all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, put him in the starting rotation.
I'm just so embarrassed on your behalf, Poppy. That was just dreadful.
So in League of Legends, there's some stats that you can look at that'll kind of show you when players are like pro ready.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna save it for another day. It's 1 o'clock.
Poppy masterclass.
Good night. us.